Hello everyone, Shroomraver here, and today I'm going to be bringing you my 7th game from the SMD League, the Screw My Draft League. Yes indeed. Now, this week we take on Macadii and the Bouffalant Bills. We are sitting at 3-3, which is good. It's not terrible, it's not fantastic, but it's okay. So, Macadii's Bouffalant Bills, a scary team to try and take on. His draft goes thusly. It is Regigigas, Ledian, Breloom, Empoleon, Mega Camerupt, Omastar, Metagross, Slowbro, Matang, and Combusken, which for this league is really good. Like, he's probably got one of the best drafts, if not the best draft, in this league. He's got a lot of powerful threats going on there, which is going to be quite difficult to take on. Regigigas is his new mon. He asked for a mon with over base 100 speed, and he got given Regigigas. So that's grand. But you'll also notice there is a new member on our team. You'll notice there is a Torkoal there. I decided I wanted to make a transfer in that sort of period I talked about before, where we're allowed to switch out 2 mons. I got rid of Sneasel, and I decided what I wanted was, you know, something bulky, something that could get rid of hazards ideally, and a different typing on my team. It would also be nice for something to be able to take fighting hits very effectively. However, I knew that given the nature of this league, people will try and screw you over whatever you ask for. So if I asked for Rapid Spin, I was no doubt that I was going to get Avalugg, because weak to fighting. If I asked for Defog, or a Fighting Resist, I was going to get Butterfree. Now don't get me wrong, I like Butterfree as much as the next man, but I've already got a Beautiful, I don't quite need it. So I decided I had to get a little bit sneaky, and my stipulation that I asked for a Pokemon was for a Pokemon that learns the move Withdraw. Because of the stuff that was left in PU, which is where we draw from, there were only 2 mons left that get Withdraw. One of them is Wartortle, and one of them is Torkoal. I would have taken either of those Pokemon. I wanted the Torkoal, I'd have taken Wartortle. Thankfully, I did get given Torkoal. So, fantastic, I've got myself a nice bulky spinner, fire type, grand, loving it. It's another Stealth Rocker as well, which is always good. So, to take on Will's team, let's go through the ones I brought. So, we've got Beautifly with the Focus Sash. It's a very standard Quiver Dance set with Giga Drain, Shadow Ball, and Air Cutter. Modest Nature. We've got the newbie, LL Colj, the Torkoal. Very physically defensive. We've got leftovers with Lava Plume, Earth Power, Stealth Rock, and Rapid Spin. We've got Klefki. That is a specially defensive set with Spikes, T-Wave, Toxic, and Hidden Power Ground. We've got a sort of mixed defensive Porygon 2 here, with 104 defense, 156 speed F bold. Thunderbolt, Shadow Ball, Hidden Power Water, and Recover. You know, Electric and Ghost are very nice coverage for the rest of his team. Hidden Power Water, excuse me. Hidden Power Water, that'll hit the Camerupt very nicely. We've got Choice Scarf Pangoro with Jolly Nature, Max Attack, Max Speed, Drain Punch, Knockoff, Earthquake, Thunder Punch, because I noticed that Scarf Pangoro destroys his team. And we've got Manectric, Expert Belt here, Timid Nature, with Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, Flamethrower, and again Hidden Power Water for that Mega Camerupt. So, on Macadii's team we can see he has brought the Mega Camerupt, the Breloom, Omastar hiding behind that Metagross, hiding behind that Regigigas, and Combusken. So, a very, very good team. He's got a lot of threats there. It's kind of weird to see like Metagross and Regigigas and Breloom and Omastar versus like Beautifly and Torkoal, Porygon 2. But we're going to see what we can do here, so without further ado, let's get right into the battle, see how things played out. So, I'm going to lead with my P2, Will. He is going to be leading, as you can see, with his Mega Camerupt. Now, I feel like he doesn't fear too much what I can do. He's going to Mega Up, and I'm going to go for the Hidden Power Water, and do a clean 52% to this guy, outspeeding it in the process, as he's just going to land a Toxic on me. Now, figuring that he wouldn't want to stay in here, I'm now going to switch up moves. I predict him to try and go into a middle ground Metagross, so I'm going to go for Shadow Ball. Now, unfortunately, Will, he's actually going to go into that Regigigas, as I go, as I say, for the Shadow Ball. And you're going to see, this is the start of Regigigas causing me some real problems in this game. I take a bit of toxic damage, and I'm just going to try and test the water and see what we can do here by switching into my Klefki, just to see what he's going to do. And he goes for Substitute, and I'm like, ah crap, this isn't good. Klefki cannot break this side, not even a little bit. So I need to switch out into something that can try and take it on, but there's not a lot that can break its sub with any kind of reliability. I go into Porygon 2, Will goes for Confuse Ray, and I'm just like, are you serious? I actually went onto the page to check the rules to see if that was allowed, and I was like, you're better than that, Will, come on, you are better than this. And I was just like, God's sake. So I go for Thunderbolt to try and break the sub, it doesn't. And Will, he's going to go for Drain Punch to try and do damage to Shardock, and it does 13% because Shardock is a monster and he's got a slow start. So I'm taking too much damage for my liking, I don't like this situation, I'm going to get the hell on out of dodge, and I'm going to go into my Torkoal for the first time to try and take a Drain Punch that I know is going to be coming my way. He goes for Drain Punch, it does 7% because Torkoal is a beast. So, slow start ends, Regigigas is now speedy and a bit more powerful, and he is just going to go for a substitute again, I guess scouting me to see if I was faster than him. I here go for the Lava Plume that is in fact going to break the Regigigas' substitute, which is fine, but as we see, he is faster than me, I'm non-invested, he is here just going to be able to go for another sub very easily. I know that's happening, so I'm just here going to go for my Stealth Rocks, try and get some of that residual damage going on his other mons. He doesn't have Hazard Removal, which is nice. No Empoleon here. So he's going to go for a Confuse Ray again, and I was like, come on, I hurt myself with Confusion, and I'm just like, I wasn't happy seeing Confuse Ray Regigigas. I was just like, are you serious with the Confuse Ray? It was unbelievable. So he goes for Toxic here, my confusion ends, and I'm just going to go for a Lava Plume to try and damage this sub as much as possible. It doesn't break it, but it damages it at the very least. Now here, I know that a Confuse Ray is coming, you know, there's no bones about it. So, I see this as a potential free switch into my main Electric, and what I need to do is just bank on breaking through the confusion that I know is coming my way, break the sub, go into Pangoro, as he potentially goes for like a Toxic or something. So, all I want to do is go for Vulture and break the sub. Get confused first turn, that's unfortunate. Will, he's going to be able to drop a Toxic on my face, and that is going to be more residual damage to my main Electric, which I kind of need. He gets Leftovers, I get Toxic. All I want to do is go for a Volt Switch and break the sub. I try and I get confused once again. Will, he's going to go for the Drain Punch to cause more damage to my main Electric, and, you know, he's at full health anyway. So I'm going to get some Toxic damage. All I want to do is go for Volt Switch and break the sub. I go for it and I get confused third time, and at this point I was actually quite angry, because I wasn't happy with seeing him go for Confuse Ray. I thought it was unsporting, but you know, I'm over it now, you can't stay mad at Will. He did what he needed to do to try and win. He said sorry. You're not sorry, Will, don't lie. So I go into Pangoro, I just want to break this sub and cause damage to something. So I go for the Drain Punch, he's going to realise I'm scarfed at this point, and he goes for a Drain Punch of his own, which I live because I'm still fairly bulky. Now, he's fast realising he doesn't actually have switch-ins to this guy. Scarf Pangoro is a monster, he's going to go into the Camerupt as fodder. And Pangoro, as I say, just going to go for the Drain Punch. That is going to take out this Camerupt from that range. Down it goes, and finally we have a KO. Now, Will is going to go into his Breloom right about now. I have no interest in taking a Mach Punch. I need this this Pangoro to stick around. So, I'm going to go into my Torkoal to try and take a Mach Punch. As it is, he goes for the Spore, which is grand. I didn't actually predict that, but it works well enough. So, he is not going to want to stay in here. I very much know this. He's going to go into his Omastar right about now to take any kind of fire hit that I can go for. I do go for the fire hit, I go for Lava Plume, I get a crit, I don't get a burn, that's unfortunate, but you deal with it. Now here, I don't want him setting up a Shell Smash. I can't afford to take that risk. If he sets up a Shell Smash, he just wins. So, I'm going to go for an Earth Power. He actually just goes for a Scald and takes me straight out, which is fine. Torkoal has done the job, it's got up rocks and they're there to stay. But guess who I'm going to bring in? It's Pangoro, he has no switch-ins, and I'm just going to lock in on Drain Punch once again, and down goes the Omastar, which is fine. Down it goes, and that's another KO for Pangoro, who's putting in a decent shift here. Now in comes Breloom once again. I still don't particularly want to take a hit, and I'm feeling like he might be Scarf Spore. So, going to go into Porygon 2 to try and take that, but Will makes a good play. He is going to go for the Superpower, and he's going to show that he is Life Orbed, which is interesting. Down goes Shardock, but now I'm running the calcs. Life Orb, Adamant, Breloom at -1 with a Mach Punch cannot take out Pangoro. So I'm going to bring it in. He goes for Mach Punch, he doesn't take me out, and I'm going to be able to go for, guess what, it's Drain Punch, and I'm going to take out the Breloom. So, Pangoro is putting in a mighty fine amount of work right now. I'm very happy with how Pangoro has done in this game. So, in comes the Metagross for the first time, and I'm like, okay, I need this thing, I can't take it out in one hit with the Drain Punch. Gonna have to go into Klefki, kind of sacking it off right about now. I go into it, he goes for Meteor Mash, he has like 17 different kinds of Choice Banded. It's not even funny how Choice Banded he is. So, yeah. He does massive damage to Klefki. He is at this point going to switch out, predicting the Thunder Wave, which I predict to a T. I go for Toxic instead, predicting the Regigigas, and I miss. Which is unfortunate. And I was like, that's not good. But it's fine, you know, I am going to be able to go for it on the subsequent turn, and land the Toxic, so it can't do too much damage to me, this Regigigas. That's exactly what happens. I go for the Toxic, and he's just going to go for the Drain Punch, which does very, very minimal damage. Now, noting how much damage this thing did to me with Drain Punch, I know that I can get up 2 more layers, sorry, 2 more layers of hazards, 2 layers of spikes. And that is what I'm going to do, go for the spikes. Now, he's just going to be going for damage to take me out as quickly as possible. He's not going to risk the Confuse Rays at this point. Which is good for me. It's more spikes on his side, and that's going to really hinder the Combuskin and the Metagross later on. So, spikes go up, second layer, he is going to here take me out with the Drain Punch, which is fine. I was kind of just sacking off Klefki, going for hazard until I died, basically. Now, have a wild guess who I'm going to bring in right about now. You know exactly who it is. It's going to be the Pangoro. Now, I can't Oko this thing from this range because it's a Regigigas, but I can very much 2-ko with Drain Punch. And because he's slow start, I'm definitely going to live his own Drain Punch, which is what he goes for. It does, you know, 30% or so, and he gets to a decent amount of health, but it's not enough, especially with Toxic racking up. I am going to be able to take him out with the next Drain Punch. And as you can see, that's exactly what I choose to do. I take out the Regigigas, and that is a 4th KO for Pangoro, which is grand. He goes into Metagross. Pangoro, I feel at this point, has done as much as it can. I can't lock in on a move to take out both this and the Combuskin. I go for Drain Punch, thinking there's a possibility that I can try and live this hit from Meteor. No, not a chance. I'm pretty sure he's banded. And down goes Pangoro. So now it's Beautifly versus the world. I'm very certain this thing can outspeed me. I don't go for Quiver Dance here. I just go for Shadow Ball. He Meteor Mashed me down to Sash, because I still couldn't be quite certain if he was banded. So I had to go for the Shadow Ball. I couldn't go for Quiver Dance in case he had the Bullet Punch and he could go for it. So, here we go. Ellie at 1%, and Will is going to bring in Combuskin. I'm going to pause it right about now. Combuskin, Jolly Nature, or Timber Nature, plus speed anyway, hits the same speed as a Modest Beautifly. I am a Modest Beautifly. This is a speed type, but Will doesn't know that. So, I am fairly certain a Protect is coming my way at this point, because he knows he wants to outspeed me and he can't guarantee that he does at this point in time. So, I predict the Protect. In actual fact, he's going to go for Endure, which is interesting, as I go for Quiver Dance. And now I'm like, yes, I have got him. This is it. We can go for Air Cutter. It doesn't matter that he's at +1 speed, so am I. I can outspeed. And he gets the second Endure, and I'm just like, come on, are you serious? I go for Air Cutter, he endures it, he gets up to plus speed, and, you know, now he outspeeds me. He's going to go for the reversal, Endure Reversal Combuskin, cool set. And I was just like, the 50-50 that he got has allowed him to take the game 1-0, and that is the game. So, we do lose to Macadii, a very close game. An absolutely very closest of games. He wins it with 1 HP. Mainly down to a 50-50 with Endure. I couldn't believe he got the second Endure. I thought I had that game. He caused me all kinds of problems with just the most douchebag set of Regigigas that you could possibly have. Will, you're a bad man. You're a very bad man. But, you know, he did what he had to do to win. This is one of the last chances he said that he was going to get to run this set, so it's whatever. It's a very casual league, I suppose, at the end of the day. I was a bit annoyed about it at the time, but you get over these things, I guess. Pangoro putting in the absolute finest of work. Scarf Pangoro ran through Will's team and did a really good job doing so. Just unfortunate it couldn't quite get there in the end. A nice little cameo KO from Beautifly as per, still managing to put in work for my team. But as things stand, that means 2 games to go of the regular season. We are sitting at 3-4. So we're on a losing win-loss ratio at the moment for the first time, which is unfortunate. We need to try and get back on track in our next game. That is going to be up against Cambursy Garden and Bob, call me 911. He has a very spooky team. He has a Mega Pinsir, which I gave him. I gave him Mega Pinsir thinking, oh, he's got a massive rocks weakness, and I don't have to play him. And then the idea of the season changed. We now play everyone, now have to face Mega Pinsir, and I'm sort of panicking a little bit. But we're going to see what we can do against Bob. That'll be coming up hopefully sometime in the near future. But yeah, I'm going to get out of here, so thank you very much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed. Links down in the description to Will Macadii. If for some reason you don't know who he is, and I don't know why you wouldn't, check him out. He is fantastic. He has very high quality content on his channel. He's a very good battler, and he's very entertaining. So do go and check him out. You will not regret it. He's a wonderful person to watch videos of. So yeah, do that. But as I say, I'm going to get out of here. So my final thank you to you all for watching. I guess with that, I'll see you next time. Laters.